hate the homies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of I Hate the Homies podcast. And for real, I hate the results of one of the playoff games that just happened over the weekend, but we're going to talk about it. It's episode number 85. Rock T is who I be.
It's your boy Griff, a.k.a. Griffstradamus, a.k.a. Mr. Go Blue, a.k.a. Jason the Jet Terry, episode 85, San Diego Charger great Antonio Gates. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw in Chad Ocho Cinco. How about that? Now, I hate the homies.
Ocho.
And it's your boy Super Dave, but guess what, y'all?
We don't care. I love how Super Dave just want to get right to it. It's so funny because we all do radio with them two on Ricky Smiley Morning Show and me on Get Up Mornings with Eric and Campbell. We all do syndicated radio, but they only give us a little bit for the sports. So now I've been saving all mine, dog. So let's start with the first game. I had got in from Memphis at St. Jude. When I landed, got to the house, I had 6 minutes to spare, was sitting down. I got to watch that entire game, Baltimore versus Kansas City. Baltimore looked like they didn't want it. They wasn't playing with a sense of urgency. They was letting Patrick, out of the two quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes looked special. They abandoned the running game. What else can I say? Baltimore looked horrible. The final score was 17-10. I was not a fan of the playbook, Harbaugh, the ones that he was. Baltimore just looked flat, and Kansas City gave them 1 million chances to win. Rock?
I got 5 words to say. Mama, there go that man. He is him. I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes.
We know.
Shout out to Travis Kelce. He also showed everybody who he was. He finally woke up. Look, Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson should still win the MVP for the season. So it is what it is.
I was saying that too. Yeah.
This was the first time that I seen Lamar look a little confused.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't reading the coverages because San Francisco was disguising the coverages very well. They looked like they was in man-to-man. Yeah, Kansas City. So they looked like they was in man-to-man, and then they would bail out in the zone when the ball was snapped. Then they start off like they in zone, and then they'll rush a corner blitz or whatever. So they was, the Kansas City's defense did an amazing job at switching things up for Lamar Jackson. And of course, the mental bonehead mistakes that some of the players made with those penalties for Baltimore, that hurt them as well. You can't, I get it. I don't mind the taunting. I don't mind. I think taunting is part of sports. But they got 15-yard penalized for the taunting position penalty call. I think they got another 15-yard.
That taunting wasn't here go a little dance. That taunting was you ain't even get up all the way because you looked a little winded. And while you sitting on the ground, I'm gonna stand over you. I'm gonna throw the football at you.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem. That's old school football.
Down and keep it moving.
Neither one of y'all have a problem with the taunting call.
I don't.
I thought it was a good call. I told my wife he's about to get taunting, and she said, "What's that?" And he threw the flag for taunting. It was too much.
Man,
the key on that taunting call was him spiking the ball.
Right.
In homeboy's face. You can't do that, Rob. You
can't. The dude wasn't off the ground yet.
That's weak. That's old school taunting and old. They never call that stuff back in the day. Look, I get it. Old school. I get it. It's the new rules. So you got to be smart to play by the new rules. I understand that part. Okay. So on that part, you guys are right.
Why are you taunting? Get your goofy ass up and get a first down and finish playing. And then, Rock, the sloppy penalties in the fourth quarter, I was like, yeah, the fighting, the going back and forth, it was too much. Baltimore imploded. They really imploded.
Well, see, this is what I told y'all from the beginning. I said this last week about Kansas City. This is Patrick Mahomes' first time having a solid defense. And that's why you pay a guy like Chris Jones his money. Remember, he set out the beginning of the season.
I remember. Yeah, he was watching the games at Arrowhead.
And how many plays did he make yesterday? Or how many plays did he make?
How many plays did he not make?
I was about to say.
You give that guy his money. But I think the biggest part was their defense. But I think you look at the first 2 drives for Patrick Mahomes. You might as well call him Dr. Mahomes now, because he surgically went there up and down the field on Baltimore and dissected every single thing they were doing. That second drive where he scored that touchdown, that was a 9-minute drive. A 9-minute drive that they put together.
You know who my favorite player on Kansas City team is?
Who?
Pacheco.
I was about to say.
He's just a motor.
That dude. Like, he was not that sweet in college, dog.
No, man.
He wasn't.
And Rice,
I love Pacheco.
Out of nowhere. The receiver Rice out of nowhere making plays. It's like they went through all that crap they went through during the season, you know, guys dropping passes. But when the lights are bright, you saw it against Miami. I don't care how cold it was in Kansas City, they still made plays. You saw it against Buffalo. Buffalo was everybody had Buffalo
the most against Buffalo.
Yes, Buffalo. You had Buffalo beating Kansas City, and then you knocked off the #1 team in the NFL, and the Baltimore Ravens had them like they were confused. And this is what I told you last week, Rock, about Lamar. I like Lamar Jackson, very talented. He should win the MVP for the regular season. That's what it is, the regular season.
And when you compare them, Lamar's still down here, dog.
Oh man, please.
Lamar, he's not
even close.
Like your IQ, young. Your IQ, like you're a quarterback, dog. You need to be saying they are blitzing on the left, they are in zone over there. Change the play. Let's run a play action. They abandoned the run. What happened to that full house set that they run with Gus? They picked up the boy. They picked up Cook from Dalvin Cook from the Jets. What happened? That they just gave up on a run, dog, and had Lamar out there running like a badass kid at a store, dog. That's how he looked, dog.
What did the Baltimore Ravens look like? What did they look like? And they didn't look as bad as my team as the Cowboys did a couple of weeks ago. But this is what I said about Lamar. Lamar is what? He was 1-3 coming into this playoffs. He beat a Houston team, right? A Houston team
that don't count. That was a young that got an umbilical cord still on him. The Houston team still got what's that? The stuff you get formula on their breath. Anybody could beat them, but then you played a grown man. You played a grown man, and Patrick Mahomes, and everybody, football enthusiasts, was watching this game like this. Now, we know Lamar going to get the MVP, but this is when the MVP count. It's like somebody winning a Heisman, dog, and losing the championship.
That's why I said I'm not taking anything away from Lamar Jackson. Very talented guy. What he did on the field all season long, it was the regular season. Guess who else did that same thing? Not MVP, but they had him in the MVP mix. Was Dak
Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
I mean, they were talking about Dak.
I told you guys then, I said it's going to matter when you get to the playoffs.
You said
right now, 2-4 for Lamar Jackson, 2-5 for who? Dak Prescott. They're right there next to each other, and you can put Josh Allen in there.
He about to be somebody who's going to let you down in the playoffs too. Can I say that Travis Kelce is now a future Hall of Famer, dog?
Oh, not only did he pass Jerry Rice,
but
who would coach he's not in the Hall of Fame?
Even before that. They ain't saying it out loud because I know they don't want to, but Travis Kelce is a whole problem, dog. He's a blocker. He gonna block when you need him to. But how about showing up? How about showing up in a game that was supposed to be the #1 defense? The #1 defense, man. That defense, I was glad I ain't a Raven fan. How about that? I'll say that out loud. Now I picked Kansas City to win, but I was glad I wasn't a Raven fan. Boy, when they gave out that AFC Championship, it was nothing purple in that stadium except them seats. And they was in the locker room having to listen to the away team get what they were supposed to get, dog.
Baltimore, and I'm going to say this and we'll move on to the next game.
All right.
I don't know why Baltimore was playing like they were down 50 points. Like they was in the game, the whole game, and they was playing like they were down 50 points. Like,
agreed, dog. What happened
panicked.
How you abandon the running game, dog? That's
it's like y'all panicked, bro. And I'm like, come on, John Harbaugh.
But not Jim Harbaugh. Come on, Lamar. It's 100 million minutes left in the game, dog. Slow it down. Be smart. And he got outsmarted, dog. Because Patrick Mahomes slowed it down. Patrick Mahomes said, okay, let me see these boys is coming from this way. He gonna blitz, change the play. The problem with Baltimore, the challenge that should have been intact yesterday during that game is the play action. You have to respect the play action with a team like Baltimore because he did all those quarterback options and them. But when you abandon the run, dog, the play action gonna get you bust in the mouth like it did all the time. We blitzing, y'all ain't running no more. And when you start abandoning the run, that's when you down by 3 touchdowns. They was down by 1 score, dog.
The leading rusher. Lamar Jackson was the leading rusher yesterday for the Baltimore Ravens.
Unreal.
That's not a good sign.
Let's do some simple math here. Simple math. How many is this? 4 out of 5 Super Bowls that Patrick Mahomes has been in?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5?
4 out of 5.
So is it safe to say now that Tom Brady is gone that
no, let's not do that yet. No, I know what you're going. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead.
I tell you what.
Are you 4 out of 5? If you made I'm not calling him Tom Brady.
No. I'm just saying.
But it's safe to say you got to start putting him in that conversation. Like
you will want
4 out of 5 Super Bowls.
You will want to, and you will watch your mouth when you talk about him. I'm telling you, man, I have to watch this kid play twice a season. He been a problem. He was you know what was crazy? You know when Patrick Mahomes wasn't good, when he was still trying to learn football at Texas Tech, when he was still, because he was averaging 380 yards a game because
just winging it,
slinging it. He ain't know.
Right.
When he was like, Andy Reid, Andy Reid. A cornerback is because he was a baseball player. So let me tell you something, man. That dude is 27 years old. He is a child.
Can you imagine?
He is a little boy, dog.
If the Chiefs can pull off this Super Bowl win, that's 3 Super Bowls that he's won
in 5 years.
In 5 years, dog.
But he's a problem, dog. As long as he don't, and he got the similarities. We don't want to say GOAT because he's again 27. Tom was 45, 40 years old. But right now, dog, this is when you get to say Tom, Patrick, Tom, Joe Montana, Patrick, Tom, Peyton Manning, Patrick, Tom, Brett Favre, Patrick, Tom, anybody you can think of, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick, because at that age, dog, this dude might mess around and win 3 Super Bowl MVPs, dog. He is only getting better.
He's only getting better, but the one thing that Tom Brady and the Patriots they're having right now, the similarities with the Chiefs, if they keep that defense up like they got it right now, you're not asking Patrick Mahomes to get you 34 points.
Yeah, because he wasn't. This the worst season he had.
They were scoreless in the second half, and the defense won that game for them. He managed the game, didn't turn the ball over, but they didn't score in that second half. That's a big deal. That means your defense did what it was supposed to do. It kept Lamar and that offense from doing anything on that field. And then when they did it.
What about Andy Reid, dog? Andy Reid.
Got to give him his props.
You not only do you have to give him his props, he don't never be concerned.
No,
because he knows the plays that he's picked, and he knows that athlete that's out there, number 15, is special. He ain't have a special. Donovan McNabb was Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
He was.
Donovan was Warren Moon.
Well, when I think of Warren Moon, I think of hella passing, and I'm just saying, Andy Reid didn't have Patrick Mahomes. He had a Donovan McNabb, and he was close. He was like, I see the future.
He wasn't him. That's the difference. When you got, and Terrell Owens said this about McNabb. Remember the Super Bowl they played against New England? What did he say on that final drive that McNabb did in the huddle? He grew up because of the pressure. He couldn't handle the pressure. And other guys out there watching you can't handle the pressure. When they see Mahomes, he said, "Get on my back. I got y'all."
It's official, man.
Because
it's official.
Because the whole thing was throughout the whole before the postseason started. What was the one thing they said? He's never done it away from home.
But look how he got them boys. Look how Andy Reid said, okay, we dropped all the balls in the regular season. This ain't it. No. Hey, young men. Hey, new boys. Hey, rookies. This ain't it.
And I don't know.
No one cares about what happened. No one cares about the Charger game. No one cares about y'all losing to the Raiders and Arrowhead. This ain't it.
And this, this is the sad part right here. I don't know if Baltimore is ever going to have this much of a, I'm not going to say it was an easy road, but you had
you right,
you had the AFC Championship game at your house. Next season,
Cincinnati, Cleveland gonna be geared up. Pittsburgh gonna be geared up. It ain't gonna. This was their only chance, dog. This to me.
Joe Burrow, and what is Joe Burrow? He's him too, because he can go toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes. We've seen it before.
Right.
He's not afraid of him. And he got.
If Patrick Mahomes get him another Super Bowl, dog, you gonna have to go lower in who you want to be when you grow up, because the bar is not a game, dog. He's so special. It's hard to be mad at him.
I can't believe you're saying this. I can't believe you're saying this because you are a Raider fan.
I'm a Raider fan, dog. I don't, but here's what's funny. I hate the Broncos, dog. I don't even have a beef with the Chiefs except that they good. Yeah. My beef with the Chiefs is twice. I've been to Arrowhead 5 times. We never won, dog. That's unfun. That ain't that, but it don't make me, man, I hate until you beat them. And now the Chargers done got my former coach at Michigan, like, it's, dog.
Here's the scary thing about Kansas City. Everybody that's a free agent, guess where they gonna want to go play? Guess who they gonna want to play with? Because it's like Tom Brady. Like, hey, I'm going to play with Tom Brady. Like, everybody's gonna want to go play with Patrick Mahomes because this is gonna be our best shot at getting to the Super Bowl, especially if they're free.
Watch how many balls they don't drop next year. Watch how they start off next year. They win the Super Bowl, dog. Let me tell you something. Andy Reid created a machine that's impregnable. He got him a whole Voltron.
I'm gonna throw this nugget out there for y'all, and don't be surprised by this. If they win the championship, win or lose, this could be Andy Reid's last year. Because guess who's out there waiting? Who lost a job in Washington, and who could become the next head coach of Kansas City? Just remember I said that. You talking
about Rivera?
Andy Reid? No, he's talking about Eric.
I'm talking about Eric Bieniemy.
Yes. Andy, you think Andy Reid gonna leave?
I'm telling you. Watch. I'm telling you.
How old is Andy? Is he 70 yet?
He's close. You looking it up?
They was talking about that the other day.
Yeah, if he ain't 70 yet, he got a good 3 more years left at least. I don't see him walking away.
65, dog.
Nah,
that man ain't going nowhere. He in the prime of his old life, dog.
He ain't going nowhere. He won't go. Listen, he won't leave until, because he don't want no other coach to take credit for what this Voltron you just said. His pride and joy, Patrick Mahomes. He's gonna wait till Patrick at least turn 30, 31. And then he'll decide, okay, let me see if I got more left.
I got enough of them. I can't put them on my hands no more.
Well, you got him to 7. You got him in the 70s.
Man, yeah, because look, I don't care what you say. He's competitive. He wants to be one of the top, if not the best coach of all time. And the more of those rings he can keep getting, Come on, man. And he's got the best. He's got one of the best players of all time as his quarterback.
It's easy now. Now the plays, now the strategies. Now the strategies and the plays, Dave, ain't hard. Now he ain't got to overthink complicated offensive schemes. He trusts his player out there to call the audible that they need to, man. Come on, man.
Same way Belichick trusted Tom Brady. Tom Brady was the offensive coordinator.
Remember I said in episode 85, if anything changes. I'm telling you, if Eric Bieniemy is out there and nobody's picking them up, I'm telling you, just look around the corner. He could be.
You got at least 3 or 4 more years before Andy even thinks about it.
We'll find out.
Well,
let's move on to
let's not keep the blood coming from the shank and talk about these Detroit Lions next.
All right, so you got to be kidding me. Was the text message that I sent you two guys at the end of this game?
You did.
How do you blow a 17-point lead? Played 3 pretty solid quarters, had a brain fart in the third quarter.
2 solid quarters. I'll stop you.
Yeah, I was about to say they played a good first half, dog.
Yeah, that's it. 2 solid quarters.
Yeah, that's it. They played. They played an amazing first quarter. Was dumb, dog. The first quarter they was going 70,000 people.
Let me get this off my chest.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, you go ahead.
Because after I say this, I really ain't nothing else I gotta say. You gotta sit back. I gotta finish. This is therapeutic to me, okay? So nobody was giving the Detroit Lions a chance against the 49ers, first of all, okay? I picked the 49ers to get to the Super Bowl. But then I had to take my sports genius hat off and put my fan hat on and say, you know what? Detroit, we for real, and we can win this game. The way we came out in the first half, and Dan Campbell had the boys looking like they always look all season long. We ain't afraid of you. We don't care who you guys are. I don't care if y'all the best, one of the best teams on paper, the best complete teams in the league. We are the Detroit Lions and the Lion Nation, and the pride is coming to shock the world. First half, they were doing that. Then we come out into the third quarter, and I don't know what happened coming out the locker room at halftime, but we start dropping passes. We had an interception from the safety, and he dropped it, and it bounced off his helmet. I'm like, catch the freaking ball. And yeah, I get it. Everybody is saying, why would you not kick the field goal? And why would you not get the guaranteed 3 points and take the risk of going? Here's why. Now, if I'm the coach, I'm kicking the field goal in those situations.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's all I wanted. That's all I want to hear. Okay, thank you very much.
I'm kicking the field goal.
Same thing. Get that baby money, dog. There's nothing wrong with that baby money, dog.
But let me explain why Campbell did not kick those field goals. The Detroit Lions been playing that way the whole season. They go for 4th downs like it ain't nothing. They'll go for a 4th down and 5 on their 30-yard line. I mean, that's their identity. They've always done that the entire season, and they've had success playing that way. So to Dan Campbell,
and to stop like, you right there, this ain't the regular season, dog. You got to
look. I'm explaining to you why he did it, and he's like, we are who we are. And we're going to keep being who we are, and we're going to live or we're going to die with the results. And that's the Dan Campbell way. If you know anything about him, we're gonna play our Lion football the way we know how to play, and we'll live with the results. And it backfired. But if we would have caught them doggone passes, we wouldn't even be talking about them doggone field goal situations. So it is what it is. Let me say this. Shout out to the 49ers because they did what they were supposed to do. They capitalized off the Lions' mistakes. That's what they were supposed to do. Take advantage when you get them turnovers right there. And then that grown man showed up. The young Brock Purdy showed up, and he grew up. Like, listen, like you said earlier, Griff, y'all forget, I'm not just here because I just want to be here. Let me show you why I've earned this spot. Let me show you why I earned the starting quarterback spot on the San Francisco 49ers and why they chose me over the veterans. And that joker started running. He was running like he was running the 4.340. I'm like, I knew Brock had agility, but I didn't know he was that doggone quick. So on that note, Lion Nation, hold your head high. We ain't done. I know it. We hadn't been in the championship since 1957, before the Super Bowl was even thought of.
Before black people was allowed to play in sports.
And I know it's hard to get back to this, but I believe we will.
I think if
Lion pride, baby.
I think if it's
what up, though?
I think if it's any other coach that made those same decisions of not going for a field goal, will be roasting that coach right now, especially if it's Mike McCarthy. So for you to sit up here and say that the guys dropping passes and not making plays on the defensive side, the bottom line was you coming out of the half, you're up 24-7. 24-7.
You both to put your foot down.
The 49ers come out and they drive and they still didn't get in the end zone. They had to settle for a field goal. You heard me, Dan? A field goal. Points matter. They didn't go for the touchdown in that red zone. They went for the 3 points. Detroit gets the ball back, drives down the field with ease. But now, 4th down decision. I'm sitting there going, I know he's not going to go for this.
I said, I know he ain't going to lead that offense out there, dog.
And he did. And you got to take those points, Rock. You got to.
Let me ask you this question. Okay. I'm with you 100%, but what if he would have caught the ball? We'd be saying, man, that was gutsy and it worked, man. That's why that
I'm not saying that. You even said we are in the NFC Championships. It now becomes it's a game of inches. It's a game of millimeters. It's a game of mistakes at this time. I'm taking my baby money. Special teams is 33% of the game. You just told all the coaches, all the people on special teams that y'all ain't good enough right now. You didn't let your defense. I'm with you. They played grit. They was about that grit all year, but now we're losing momentum. It's not the same as the first half. And I also would like to say they looked very Atlanta versus the Patriots in Houston.
That's what it was.
They looked very, we up at the half, that, and to his credit, I was watching the game with my cousin Larry, who is just a dumb 49er fan. Brock Purdy did everything that the 49er nation needed him to do. He needed to now begin to think like Montana, to think like Steve Young, to think like the people that played that position before him in a stacked stadium in the NFC Championship. And when I tell you, you could see the team on his back. You could see that whatever Shanahan told that boy at the half, he believed. He believed. And my cousin said, I said, how you feel about this game, cuz? He was like, well, I'm going to tell you, Shanahan is weird. Do either one of y'all know how to play spades?
Yeah.
Okay. Shanahan like to throw out a 3 of club, a 10 of club, and then bust you in the mouth with, like, he doesn't like his pace as a coach, but he always wins in the end. And I watched him. Shanahan saw everything. Now, remember, Shanahan's daddy is a Hall of Fame football coach. So Shanahan, probably since he could walk and talk, his daddy been, look at this, son. Come over here and look at this. Look at it. If I put this wide. So I thought the intelligence of the San Francisco football coaches was perfect in the second half. Everybody who knows sports knows, especially football, second half ain't the first half. It's 0-0.
Let me stop you there. I'm going to say this. I think they were intelligent, but all their asses was nervous in that first half. And all of them had concern on their face, from the defense coordinator to Kyle Shanahan. Again, the problem was you held San Francisco to 3 points coming out after the half. You get 3 points from them. Now they have 10. It's 24-10. You drive down the field. All you do is kick a field goal there. It's 27-10. You got to kick off to them, make them distance up the field to get a touchdown. You didn't do that. You put your team in a bad situation. I'm blaming this all on Dan Campbell. I know what you said, Rock, about what he's done all season long, but I'll go back to that Dallas game. What's the Dallas game we talked about a few weeks ago when he kept going forward on the 1-point conversion when they gave him three chances?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still kick the field goal and go into overtime. Yeah. And he didn't do it. That's the problem I have with, and then you come back in the fourth quarter when it's 27-24. And you still don't kick a field goal to tie the game up.
I was sick for him, dog. I was sick for the city. I was at, you know, with the fire stick, you still don't know, Dave, but on the fire with the fire stick, you can watch the Detroit Lion feed of the game. So during commercials, they was going straight to Ford Field where 70,000 people, dog.
That was amazing.
That was beautiful.
That's now, when you know you ain't won nothing, when everybody comes out to the field like that.
Absolutely.
Fans won't do that.
You know what I was saying, dog? I've been saying, I was at St. Jude in Memphis. I was saying all weekend, if Detroit beat San Francisco, I'm not going to Vegas for the Super Bowl. I'm going to Detroit.
Right,
I'm going to the D, dog. Don't nobody want to be in Vegas, dog. Detroit gonna be cracking.
Let me tell you something.
All the Detroit fans, I'm with Rock. Hold your head up, hella high, dog. As a Raider fan, I can't remember the last time we went to an AFC Championship, dog. And if Patrick Mahomes don't get struck by lightning or Ebola, we not going for a minute. How about that?
We're going to be there. The team is young. We got an amazing coach. Everybody is on board.
We got a clip. I want you to hear this clip from Dan Campbell. When you just said we're going to be there for, I want you to listen to this clip. Because I hate when we keep saying this about our teams after they lose, and then we say next year ain't guaranteed.
Tell Tom Brady that. Tell Kansas City Chiefs that.
No, they have to work hard. But ask Philadelphia too. Ask Cincinnati. I'm saying you got injuries. You got stuff that plays a part in this.
There are teams and there are franchises that find a way to consistently win ball games to get back to where they need to be.
Well, I
think the Detroit Lions are positioned to make the play, to go on several playoff runs over the next 5 to 6 years, in my opinion.
Let's see what Coach said.
The lesson learned, and look, I told those guys, this may have been our only shot. Do I think that? No. Do I believe that? No. However, I know how hard it is to get here. I'm well aware, and it's going to be twice as hard to get back to this point next year than it was this year. That's the reality. And if we don't have the same hunger and the same work, which is a whole nother thing, once we get the offseason, then we got no shot of getting back here. I don't care how much better we get or what we add or what we drive. It's irrelevant. It's going to be tough.
Straight up.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the deal. We got
now the Cowboys, Green Bay believe, Minnesota feel like Chicago getting a new quarterback,
the Rams.
Amen.
We ain't worried about nothing. If we continue to do what we did this year,
which was amazing, and I love this progression. Year 1, 3 games.
Control what you can control. We can't worry about what everybody else doing. Control what you can control, and let's keep the same mindset and let's run it back. And then we'll see what happens.
But only a few, Rock. It's only a few teams that are like that. You named them. New England during their time with Tom Brady, because of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and even now Kansas City with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Ask Philadelphia, because they thought for sure they were going to be back here this next season.
What about the 49ers? 49ers what about the 49ers?
They went 10-1 and they fell apart. I'm saying it happens. Because injury play a part. Does everybody have that same hunger they had before to get there? I mean, what he's saying there on that clip, he's telling the truth.
They were celebrating. They were celebrating in the locker room at the half, dog. I don't care what nobody say. They should have went in there and acted like they was losing. They should have went in that.
They played not to lose.
Losing, dog.
They played not to lose instead of just let's go win this thing and make it not even make it.
And when I tell you them first 3 plays for a touchdown from Detroit, I was in my house going, and then 3 and out for the 49ers, and then Detroit score again, dog.
Come on, man.
I was telling my cousin, I said, cuz, you could be sick. You could be. And I mean, and I'm not even a Lion fan. Or from Detroit. I just love the people from Detroit because of their fandom. You know what I'm saying? And I hate the San Francisco 49ers, so that got a lot to do with it. But Brock Purdy
Let's give him his props.
I got respect for him now. I got respect for him now.
We talked about this last
thing in a couple weeks.
We said this last week about the 49ers when they were playing Green Bay. And I brought up the point that in the fourth quarter, if Kyle Shanahan is trailing for more than 7 points or more, he was 0 for 30. 0 for 30. That drive that Brock Purdy did against the Green Bay Packers, 6 or 7, it was like 45 or 50 yards in that game. On that drive, proved to me this guy has the skills to do it. We all try to doubt him. Now, he ain't the main star on that team. I can say Debo. I can say McCaffrey. He's not the star on that team, but he goes out and he will do his job. I think he was panicking in that first quarter, like everybody on that team was. He wasn't the only one. That defense didn't look good in the first half, but everything changed.
But the way they came together and they said, the way Bosa was like, I'm the man. The way that giant boy from Ohio State that was with Washington, Chase Young, the way they came together, dog. The way them cornerbacks was like, we out here. Oh, dog.
And when they showed that clip, I don't know if you guys watched, and they showed the clip right before halftime.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the San Francisco 49ers sideline.
Oh, I saw that.
It was McCaffrey and Debo. And they were talking, like they were just dapping each other, like, yeah, we good. It's all good. You know, we good. You know,
then
McCaffrey walked past his offensive line and just gave them all dap, like, we good. Just block. And you could tell, like, just block for me. We good. And you could tell they was like, give us the ball. And Debo got one shoulder. He ain't even healthy.
He ain't even healthy, dog. He ain't even healthy. He ain't even healthy.
Every time he got tackled. Every time he got tackled, he got up like, ugh. But he's like, let's go. Now, I'll worry about all this after the game. And McCaffrey, man, that dude, man, he bionic. He bionic, man. He should have been tackled so many times in the backfield. He sheds tackles like it ain't nothing and go get 8 yards and should have lost 4.
So better than his daddy.
Yes, he is.
I think
the people don't know his daddy was the wide receiver for the Broncos, Ed McCaffrey, who was there with the Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't even want to remember. I hate him so much.
John Elway?
Yeah.
What you mean you want to hate him?
Look at him frowning. He's frowning. He's making a frowning face.
Hey, man, come on. You better respect that grown man.
City, right?
No, I won't. Respect. How about that?
You hate Denver more than you hate Kansas City.
Oh no, I hate that. I don't even have hate for Kansas City. I hate the Broncos, dog. That's it. But it's funny. The Chiefs fans hate the Raiders like I hate the Broncos, and I ain't know. I was like, oh. I ain't even got y'all on my hate list. Jeez.
Hey, did y'all know this? And I think we're not making our picks yet, but I want y'all to realize this. 49ers have been to the Super Bowl. I think it's the second time in 5 years.
Yeah.
When was the last time they won a Super Bowl?
90. They were prime.
1994.
Yeah, we're prime.
That's the last time the Raiders won too. Like,
right. But I'm saying we always dogging out the Cowboys, and I know these teams are getting there.
Oh, the 49ers won it too. Trust me, dog. I was there in the 80s.
They won 94.
With Steve Young. That's when Steve Young said, I got the monkey off my back. That was the last time
because the Cowboys came back and won what, 95 or 96?
Yeah, 95.
Yeah, hold on. I got somebody right here, special guest on I Hate the Homies, and I just want to ask him before we go to the break who he got in the Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, Syndicated Radio Personality podcaster Willie Moore Jr.
What's up?
Willie in the building.
Fake claps.
What up, Willie?
Whatever you do, don't listen to I Hate the Homies podcast.
Tell him, dog. Tell him.
This year, the winner of the Super Bowl will be the Kansas City Chiefs. Only because I'm representing St. Louis and they the closest thing to it because the Rams ditched us like a bad habit. Every Rams paraphernalia I has is now not valuable if it says St. Louis. They left. So we switched to Kansas City.
The Detroit Lions sent y'all home too, but it's all good.
They did. But I'm going with KC. And plus, let me tell you something about Kansas City. Back in the day, when we used to be game bangers, we used to rock the Kansas City Chiefs, and we didn't like them. I don't know if you could say that legally, but we thought that we were like Bloods. I wouldn't, because when they started to shoot, I knew I wasn't a game banger then, because I left and I quit the gang. But we used to rock Kansas City and the 49ers, so every gangbanger is probably excited right now because it's an all-red Super Bowl.
Blood there.
Yes, sir.
Blood for everybody. Now I represent the blood of
sir.
Jesus. God bless you. God keep you.
Amen. Willie Moore in the building.
All right, when we come back, we're going to tell you about some college football. Michigan, per se, go blue.
And we're going to also tell you about the Milwaukee Bucks. They made a big coaching change.
Don't worry about what we did. Super Dave. We'll be right back with I Hate the Homies. All right, y'all.
All right, so
Michigan got the coach that I wanted. I really wanted. We kind of knew Harbaugh. I knew Harbaugh was going to leave if they won the championship. But I also wanted him to pass the baton to that young brother, Coach Moore, Sharon Moore, and he did. Moore is the new head football coach. He is the first African-American coach to coach that prize. Oh no, it's a huge deal, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a huge deal. I'm excited. He's been with the school for a minute. He knows the systems. We saw him win over Ohio State. For me, was the biggest one. But then, of course, Penn State too. He coached them games by himself. I know Harbaugh was in his ear and in his text messages the whole game. But you know, it was him. If they would have lost, he'd have had to eat that in the face. So just shout out to the school for making the right decision. The same, to me, it was the same way that the Raiders stayed in-house and kept AP. So I'm a happy Michigan fan right now.
And you knew Harbaugh was gone. You knew that, right? I mean, you knew he was going to be gone because of what's coming down with the NCAA.
But now he went to San Diego, so now I hate him again. Now I got to see him twice a year, dog. Now we not cool. And let me tell you something. Right now, we got the youngest coach in the AFC West, as far as, because you got Andy Reid, you got Sean Payton, and now you got Harbaugh, dog. AP got but I like how AP is bringing in other people, though. AP is we bringing in some dogs. He just hired Marvin Green, right? Marvin, Cincinnati Bengal black coach, Marvin Green. Yeah, we got him. So I'm excited, man. Let's go to the NBA, where a dude who was winning
30 and 13.
Who was second in the whole conference.
30 and 13.
A winner got fired. I'm so dismayed with the Milwaukee Bucks. And his last name is Griffin, so I was mad twice.
Look, man.
You don't think Giannis had anything to do with that?
Of course he did.
I think Giannis had the most to do with it.
Of course he did.
How about that?
Giannis was disgruntled. He threw some hints out there at press conferences. And
but they was winning, Rock.
The same way.
Winning, dog.
Yeah, but if your star player is not happy and satisfied with what's going on in practice and
everything gonna change.
Come on, he gonna go talk to upper management, and upper management is gonna be like, okay, what you want to do? Because we ain't losing you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we got to get somebody in here that's gonna give us a better chance to win once we get to the playoffs, get out in the road, get that championship.
Are you sure? Are we sure he's the better chance of you getting to the NBA Finals and winning the championship? Because
we don't know.
What I saw with Doc Rivers over the years. Now, back in I think they all
get you close with the Clippers. He gets you close with Boston. He gets you close.
He had Kevin Durant. He had Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen.
Yeah,
right. They won one championship.
Right.
Even the Clippers. You had Chris Paul. You had Blake. You had Griffin.
In his prime.
You had a squad there. You had a squad there, and then his last stop in Philadelphia. Still, you had Joel Embiid, an MVP, and he didn't get it done there. Listen to these numbers.
Let me tell you something, Dave. I'm doing my best. These players They're not how they used to make them. When I was in the league, we had winners. These kids, they just want to drive their cars. Look at my son. I used to coach my son. I don't even know where he is right now. I think he's playing in Canada.
But Doc, listen to these numbers. I know you know these numbers. You've lost 32 closeout games, 7 series when leading 3 games to 2, 10 game 7s, 10. We saw what happened last year when he played the Boston Celtics and lost 12 series when holding the series lead. Is that confident in a coach? And one,
Super Dave, you're short. How about that?
That's all you got. That's all you got.
You wouldn't last in the NBA, Super Dave. That's what I got. While you're worrying about numbers, you should worry about a ruler and get yourself some height. How about that?
Didn't Muggsy Bogues make it in the league?
Hold on. That's the only impression I could do. I could do Doc Rivers and I could do Brittany Griner.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Okay, what would Brittany say about Doc Rivers hiring?
I think that was the best thing that the Milwaukee Bucks could do. When I wasn't being kidnapped, I was also a good basketball player. And I think bringing in Doc was the best thing. Hey, let me tell you something about Brittany. I've never seen a man slam in my whole life. And when I looked at that little girl and was like, she's 6'19", I know I would have kidnapped her too and brought her to the Bucks.
Doc's voice, his throat got to be hurting. He needs some lozenges, man.
I need a lozenger just doing an impression of him. And then Brittany came back and said, I just want to thank Doc Rivers for not kidnapping me and giving me a chance to.
So look, hey man,
Are you impressed with the Doc hires? Yes or no?
It was random to me, kinda.
I gave you all the numbers. And
it was random. I hope maybe he got a relationship with Giannis from Olympics and other, all-star games. I don't know. And Dame Lillard. I didn't know how that Dame Lillard thing was going to do over there, but Dame's still getting his numbers, and it looked like nothing's changed but the jersey.
No, defense is the key. They lost some of their defensive.
What happened to the dude with all the teeth in his mouth that looked like he got 7 smiles?
About Middleton? He's still there.
Yes.
He hurt right now, though. He hurt. But look, I think, in my opinion,
7 sandwiches at the same time.
He got some rows of teeth, don't he, boy? And he got millions of dollars, Middleton. Get your teeth fixed, man.
Dog, if he don't get 20 Invisaligns on that top row, he got a shark mouth. You know how the shark mouth
rolls. Now look, man. I think Doc may get him 6 to 7 more wins, but I don't think it's gonna be that drastic of a difference. Whatever the Bucks end up doing this year, they was gonna end up doing with either one of these coaches. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're bringing in Phil Jackson or something, that's different. But I don't think it's gonna be that big of a difference. Other than
I've seen Doc Rivers blow too many series, and he's been a part of that. Even with from the Clippers to the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't want to see that again. And I'm pretty sure Giannis, he probably won't be there long because the way they do NBA coaches, you don't last long in the NBA. They get rid of them real quick.
You don't last long, Super Daddy. That's what.
On that note, we better get up out of here, man. We gotta let Doc go gargle. Thank y'all for listening to I Hate the Homies podcast, episode number 85. Rock Teasy is who I be.
It's your boy Griff, man. And in Doc Rivers' voice, I hate the homies.
And it's your boy Super Dave. But guess what, Doc? We don't care.
I hate the homies.